one would think that it was the responsibility of the finance minister of this country, Bill Morneau, you know, from the famous Morneau Chappelle. Sears workers are now being looked after by the family company, Morneau Chappelle. Why do we need Bill Morneau here? Now, I know I've been sort of picking on Bill, but what really shocks me is that Bill Morneau flies to Davos, Switzerland to meet with the head of SNC-Lavalin a week after the so-called public consultation period on the SNC deferred prosecution agreement. The specific get-out-of-jail card is given. And Bill Morneau tells the ethics commissioner he doesn't remember what they talked about. He doesn't remember that he flew to Davos, Switzerland to see the head of SNC-Lavalin and doesn't remember what they talked about because that's a month before this get-out-of-jail card was slipped into an omnibus piece of legislation. And Bill Morneau doesn't remember that? I mean, poor Bill. How could you have such a dodgy memory if you have to have so many facts and numbers and jobs? You can't remember that you've been told by your chief of staff that you're improperly interfering in an independent prosecution investigation. So is Bill Morneau truthful that he doesn't remember the key meeting in Davos, Switzerland, doesn't remember what they talked about, that he doesn't remember receiving that email from his chief of staff? I would like to ask Bill Morneau why he told the ethics commissioner he never read it. Because it either says it says one of two things. Either Mr. Morneau is incompetent or Mr. Morneau is not telling the truth to the ethics commissioner. And each of those are very troubling. And Bill Morneau, the man with the amazing disappearing memory. Now, just finally on that, I do remember that Bill Morneau forgot that he owned a villa in the south of France. So I guess it's possible. I mean, you know, who among us have not forgotten that we own a villa in the south of France? Frank, I know a couple of times you just dropped it and you never even mentioned it, and then it was like, oh yeah, geez, I can't remember where I put my keys. So maybe he flew to Davos to meet with the head of SNC-Lavalin just prior to this omnibus legislation, and maybe he forgot. But maybe he didn't. Breaking laws is what liberals are doing, and they're getting away with it.